per clause on every bill, we would never have time to discuss all the bills that we have going through. So it's being done in a completely proper and sensible way and is respectful of the procedures within this House. I'm intrigued that the opposition doesn't want the NHS to get more money and seems to oppose it and think that giving more money to the NHS is a bad idea. I think it does prove the point nowadays that the Conservative Party is the party of a good health service and the Labour Party has run away from its historic background. £12 billion more each year for the NHS for the catch-up programme to provide funding for up to 9 million extra checks, scans and operations over the next 3 years. The NHS running at 110% of its pre-pandemic levels by 2023-24. £5.4 billion was announced earlier this week in addition to this. It is the most extraordinary injection of money to ensure that the NHS can catch up after the remarkable service that is provided during the pandemic. And I'm sure that people up and down the country, constituents in all constituencies, will note that the Labour Party does not want the NHS to have this funding, wants people to wait longer for their hip and their knee operations and wishes there to be no catch-up. But we will find out more of that, no doubt, next week when we debate the bill that is being brought forward. Now, the Honourable Lady also referred to the uplift in universal credit. That was intended to be temporary, to help people through the worst of the pandemic. It provided £9 billion in additional support, but it was intended as a temporary measure. You can't always keep temporary measures forever. We have to balance the books. And that is why the bill that is coming forward next week is coming forward. It is about ensuring that we are able to pay our way, and this is sort of typical socialism. The magic money tree comes back to mind, Mr. Speaker, which they still seem to think exists somewhere, though it is odd at the moment that they don't want any of their magic money to go to the NHS. The Honourable Lady also then came on to the very important issue of Afghanistan and what is going on there. The evacuation of 15,000 people, 8,000 British nationals and 5,000 people through Arab is a remarkable mission, and it was carried out well and competently, and that is something which we should note and approve of. Of course, the withdrawal from Afghanistan was not a decision taken exclusively by Her Majesty's government. And I sometimes get teased for valuing, Mr. Speaker, our imperial history and being proud of it and thinking what a great country we were when the Pax Britannica was across the world. But it is not the Pax Britannica anymore. It is, if anything, the Pax Americana. And if the United States does not want to stay in Afghanistan, it is unlikely that we could stay there by ourselves. And I think in this context, the Foreign Secretary, my right honourable friend, the Foreign Secretary, is somebody in whom we can all have confidence. He was working hard when he was on holiday. He has attended to his duties. The idea... Mr. Speaker, can I bring people up to date with modern technology? Now, the Honourable Lady seems to think that to speak to the Foreign Secretary you have to go through an operator who will pull out plugs and put you through. Nowadays there are things called mobile telephones, and they work internationally, and you can get through. And even more amazing, your correspondence can arrive through electronic means. The E in email is for electronic. And lo and behold, my right honourable friend, the Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs, was working extremely hard and effectively and is a great man. That is why he is also the first Secretary of State. And over the whole issue of Afghanistan, the government has been doing remarkable work working with local councils, and I'm very proud of the council that covers the area I live in, Bath and North East Somerset Council, that has already volunteered to take people from Afghanistan. I know Stoke Council has done the same, and other councils across the country are showing the natural goodwill of the British people in helping a nation that is in great difficulties.
Sir David.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And could I